Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Thursday the 25th of September 2025. In today's Mill news we have pre-match comments, I assume, from today's press interview by Alex Neil. So let's have a look. Of course, from the southernnews.co.uk who published today, so why not pick up a copy when you're out and about? Not sponsored, by the way, just being nice, because I use their stories. Millwall boss will be ready for tough Swansea test. Alex Neil expects a tough game away at Swansea City this Saturday. The Lions travel to Swansea.com Stadium to take on a side who've had a mixed start to the season, winning twice, drawing twice and losing twice in their opening 6 league games. Alan Sheehan's side have experienced cup success, progressing to the Carabao Cup 4th round, after beating Premier League side Nottingham Forest 3-2 with Zan Vipotnik and Cameron Burgess scoring injury time goals to complete the upset. The last time the two teams met in late April, George Saville scored a first half goal as the Lions scraped out a 1-0 win in their penultimate game of the season, a result that put them within touching distance of those playoffs. Neil expects a similarly close game on the weekend. It will be a tough one, you know. I like Swansea. They've got a very similar press to us, and I thought the game here was really tight last season, and we won 1-0, but there wasn't a lot in it. I've watched quite a lot of their games already, you know, prepping for other teams because they've played a lot of teams that we've played, and like Sheffield United and a lot of other teams that we've played, even Watford, and they've been good. So yeah, it'll be a tough game, but yeah, you know, we'll be ready for sure. Also, you gotta have an injury update. Of course you have. Now, Alex Neil been a bit weird with the injuries. He's trying not to announce things, and he's been a bit coy, which, you know, you can understand. He hasn't outright lied and said a player would be injured and then they come in. That would be a shock for the opposition if he says this player is coming back for injury and he's going to start and then he doesn't. But then obviously he'll look like an idiot, I guess, so that you wouldn't do that because the fans, Millwall fans, would think you're an idiot. But, you know. Alex Neil gives the latest Millwall injury update ahead of Swansea City clash, again from southernnews.co.uk. Alex Neil confirmed Will Smallbone, Billy Mitchell, Macaulay Langstaff and Mihailo Ivanovic would be available to feature against Swansea City this Saturday. Smallbone and Langstaff returned to first team action on Monday, coming off the bench in the second half against Watford, while Mitchell has been absent since August the 16th. Neil outlined how many minutes the trio might get in South Wales this weekend. Will Smallbone played a part of the game the other night, so he's not more, available to potentially start. We've got Maka back as well, who's certainly ready and potentially could start. We've got Billy back in the squad for the weekend, so a bit like Will and Maka in the last game. Billy can certainly do that, and we've got some other lads back on the grass, and they're just not quite ready for this match. All in all, a lot of good signs, and I think we're in a decent spot. Ivanovic missed the Lions 1-0 win over the Hornets with a shoulder injury he picked up against Crystal Palace the week before, but should be available as well. Alex Neil said, Mihailo will be available for this weekend as well, as it stands. So that's interesting. So who's going to get dropped then? Luongo, playing pretty good. Derek Mazusako, pretty good. You going to drop him? Really done. The only thing he done wrong was he didn't out-jump the guy for the Crystal Palace goal. But that was a comedy of errors in the penalty area. There's several other Millwall players that could have dealt with that. You say, well, if Derek Mazusaka would have dealt with the first ball coming in, then that wouldn't have been a problem. Like, you're just pushing the things down on other people to deal with. But, I mean, other than that, and that was his first game, was it not? So, it will be interesting to see what happens. I think maybe Howland will drop out. And maybe Kamal Grant, because you've got Caleb Taylor. You don't need two centre-backs on the bench. You got Wes Harding there, who's the backup right back at the moment, and he can play centre back if you need to do that. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see if Grant and Howland play tomorrow for the under-21s. But so that's an injury update. But good signs, players coming back. But there is another Millwall player that is injured, and he didn't get injured playing for Millwall. He got injured playing for Wealdstone. So in yesterday's video, did the lone watch, telling you how good Adam Mayer was playing and how good Alfie Massey's playing, and the game was happening as I was filming the video. I didn't check, but apparently while I was filming the video, Alfie Massey was already off the pitch because he was injured in the first half. He came off after 22 minutes. If we go down to here, Wealdstone's efforts for an early goal was subdued 20 minutes into the match when an enforced change had to be made following clear discomfort for Alfie Massey. So what's going on there? A muscle strain? I can't find any highlights from the game yet. They haven't put them up. Weirdly, Wealdstone's YouTube channel didn't post anything for 8 days, and then they posted a thing. Because you got to realise, these clubs at that level, even non-league, they're in the non-league, they're in the National League. It's all volunteers, So you're asking people, to do editing and all this stuff, basically for free. Maybe they give them like a free season ticket or something, but you're asking a lot of people. But still, don't know what happened. So it doesn't say there's an incident, so maybe he pulled a muscle. Like running, when the people run along and then so maybe it's another hamstring, which I don't know if he's been training at Millwall and Wills, because I think Wealdstone are part-time. I don't think they're full-time pros, so I don't think they are. I think they might have a few full-time pros. But if he's training at Millwall, at the Calmont Road ground, sometimes, and then training at Wealdstone other times, so this is another injury. And it looks like it may be a muscle injury, because this didn't say, he got a tackle or he got a kick, this happened, then he had to come off. Just he didn't feel good, he didn't look good, and he had to come off. So another injury. It's a shame because as I mentioned yesterday's video, telling you how good he's playing, and he'll probably be out for a load of games now, which is a shame. But there you go. Talking about injuries though, Alex Neil talking about this as well. We assume it's Alex Neil. We'll find out if it is. So this is from the southernnews.co.uk. Again, his recovery is bang on schedule. Millwall boss assesses Zak Lovelace's progress after under-21's appearance. Well, calm down. He only had 30 minutes. Zak Lovelace's recovery is bang on schedule, Alex Neil said. The 19-year-old forward rejoined Millwall in January after 3 years with Rangers, but underwent knee surgery shortly after he returned to the club, where he made his first team debut aged 15. Lovelace returned to training last month after rehabbing his knee over the summer and featured for the under-21s on Tuesday in their 4-0 win over Colchester United. Neil is pleased with Lovelace's progress. His recovery is bang on schedule. He's been planning to play in this game for a number of weeks now. He's been training with the first team on a regular basis, and he's building up his load. We need to bear in mind with Zak, he's very much like Edomo for me, in the fact that we need to keep him fit, and this is the longest Edomo has ever been fit since he's been here in terms of consecutivity. And now he's starting to play games where he can play 90 minutes, he can last matches. And we need to do a similar type of process with Zak, where we build him up and try and keep him fit and keep him available. He's playing on schedule at the moment, so, we're pleased with where he is. You got to be fit, because if you're not fit, you're not a football player, are you? Because you're not playing. And interesting, so maybe they might rest Edomu. He did vomit at half time, and that maybe, are you pushing him too much? Maybe Edomu will get rested for the Swansea game. Because again, next week we got Swansea, and then we got Coventry on the Wednesday, and then we got West Brom on the following Saturday. So we got, again, 3 games in a week. So we shall see. But yeah, so far so good. So far so good. You assume that he will play some part in the game the under-21s game on Friday night at the Den. I told you about it. If you're not going to go down there, even though it's only £5, and it's £1 for children, it's Friday at 7 p.m, so you get home nice and early. You can watch it on Millwall TV for the same price, no, cheaper, half the price. So it costs £5 to go there, £2.50 to watch it on Millwall TV. So your Millwall under-21s host Wolves on Friday evening, 7 p.m kickoff at the Den as the two sides go head-to-head in the Premier League Cup. Kevin Nugent's side entered the competition for the first time, although I just found out today, apparently we did enter it before, but when it was a knockout competition many years ago. So I don't know how many years ago, but we were in it before. And faced a tricky test at the Den in their first group stage match. The under-21 side returned to league action after Tuesday's 4-0 victory over Colchester United. Supporters unable to attend the match can watch along on Millwall TV. Now here's the thing. If you are a Millwall TV Plus subscriber for, is it £50 a year, you get it for free. So I would imagine we have a number of these games coming up, under-21 games. If you add it all up, it's probably worth it just for that. If they keep doing this, we've got a few more home games, under-21s games at the Den. If they're all on Millwall TV Plus for free, you might as well subscribe now, because this is all going to be bundled in. But if you don't have Millwall TV Plus, if you're not paying the £50 a year, I think you can pay for it monthly as well. You can buy a match pass for £2.50. So there you go. So man, if you're not coming on Friday night, watch it on Millwall TV on your devices and whatnot. Now we're going to finish by going to this. This is from southernnews.co.uk. Millwall encourage fans to join football fundraiser Prostate United to help save lives. Millwall are encouraging fans to join football-themed challenge Prostate United this October to help save lives. Prostate United is a yearly campaign that invites staff and fans of football clubs to walk, run or cycle every day in October to raise money for Prostate Cancer UK. The Lions have long supported the charity, dedicating their front of shirt sponsorship to them in the 2013-14 season. That same year, Millwall fan Brian Kilgannon was diagnosed with incurable prostate cancer and made an award-winning film, Don't Fear Your Foe, to spread awareness of the disease. 10 years on since Kilgannon tragically passed away, his son William took part in a reprisal of the film, which will be premiered this autumn. Kilgannon said, "The Den means so much to me and my family. It's where my dad, my hero, first spoke out about his diagnosis, and the club and their fans have always been magnificent supporters of the work of the Prostate Cancer UK. And I want to honour my dad's legacy, celebrate his efforts and encourages many Millwall fans to get behind us and show their support. Prostate United is a great way to do this, bringing the football community together, and it's fantastic that the fans of this great club and the wider football family can combine to raise money to save lives and do Millwall proud too." The disease also has a personal connection to the club. Goalkeeper Lucas Jensen's father was diagnosed with prostate cancer 3 years ago. Jensen said, "When I heard Millwall was supporting Prostate Cancer UK, I was really keen to get involved and show my support. And my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer a few years ago, but thanks to an early diagnosis and treatment, he's all clear now. And this felt like a great chance to show my support for him and get behind a cause close to my heart. Meeting William and hearing his stories brings home this special connection between Millwall and Prostate Cancer UK, and shows how important football, and the football community can be in sharing hugely important messages. When you are told prostate cancer is the only major cancer without a national screening program, and that 63,000 men are living with the disease in London, you realise it's about time we put prostate cancer in its place. It's why we're calling on our fans and the wider football community to support the cause, to do something positive and ultimately save lives. Founded in 2018 by two football fans, Prostate United has raised over £1 million for Prostate Cancer UK. More than 500 members of staff, over 100 clubs and thousands of fans across the UK have taken part in the campaign, and Millwall currently have a 9-person team signed up for this year's edition. 1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer, and it is now England's most common cancer. You're at higher risk if you're over 50, and your risk increases as you get older. If you're black, or if your dad or brother had it, you are even a higher risk. Chris Jarrett, Director of Fundraising at Prostate Cancer UK, said, from the Premier League, the EFL and the National League and into grassroots football, this sport has been so influential in raising the profile of prostate cancer, and none more so than Millwall FC. They've been a constant and crucial presence for our work in football, as have William and his mum Loretta for over a decade, so it's fitting we're at the den to continue our life-saving work. Across the football community, from the terraces to the touchlines in boardrooms and living rooms across the UK, as well as across pavements and parks, Prostate Cancer UK are uniting against the deadliest opponent of all. Whether signing up as part of a team or going solo, every activity completed and every pound raised by our fantastic Prostate United fundraisers helps fund life-saving research into better tests and treatments to save men's lives. Fans can sign up for free here. prostateunited.prostatecanceruk.org. Here's the thing. If you don't know what a prostate is, good luck to you, because you will soon when you get older. Basically, it's up there. It's up your jacksie, just behind your bladder. I believe they touch, and for that reason, as you get older, your prostate expands and it rubs against your bladder, and you have to wake up in the middle of the night to take a piss. It's not fun. But as for some reason, as it gets bigger, obviously it's growing, and something. Wow, what the fuck? Why it's doing that? Why does it do that? Why does it do that? But it can cause cancer. Now the old joke, trope, funny joke is that you go, as you're a man, you go to the doctors and he goes bend over and cough. He sticks a glove on and puts his finger up your bumhole. They don't have to do that anymore. So if you're worried about any of that stuff, they don't have to do that anymore. They take a blood test, and there's something in your blood. I think it's called PSA, prostate something antigen, and they can test your blood for this marker. And if the marker is high, then they will do some other shit, like maybe in like a scan or something. I don't know what they do. Probably should have researched it, but it would be nice if they told us on this instead of just telling us about giving them money. But hey ho. So you just need a blood test. You don't need to have anyone stick anything up your bum hole. That's not what they do anymore. Well, I guess, so there you go. And on that note, no fingers in bum holes. Good news. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.